Hey team, welcome back to our YouTube channel. Jodie Harrison here, CEO of Prolong Lash, sitting with the amazing Alicia Phoenix.
Hello.
Our head of marketing, and we're here today to talk about something very exciting.
Why do lashes clump together?
Why do lashes clump together? How many times do we get asked this question? This is one of our most frequently asked questions on our website or on our socials. How can I stop this happening?
There is so many reasons that lashes can clump together as well, so it's hard to answer without just like getting a little bit deeper into what the customer's issue is, what is the clumping like, when has the clumping started, things like that. So there's a few different reasons that we can dive into. Probably the first one is poor application. The first place that you can look at is when did the clumping start? Did the clumping start from the day you left the salon? Were they always clumpy? I think in that case, we can look to application or poor application. So I would hope that when you're going out into the world of lashes, you're researching and finding a lash artist who is highly qualified, is well respected in the industry, is recommended by other people, has a great portfolio of work
reviews
to show. Yeah, reviews are so important. And always with reviews, there's going to be someone that wasn't happy, or sometimes a fake review from a competitor, something like that. Yeah. So you can use your common sense. If most of their reviews are excellent, then there's one bad one. I would take that with a grain of salt. But if they've got an Instagram page where they can showcase their work, that's great as well. So try to make sure you're going to someone that has all of this great, confidence behind them and their work. But if you went somewhere that the person wasn't as well trained, what can happen is when you're applying eyelash extensions, basically we want to apply one extension either in the form of a single extension or in the form of a Russian volume fan. So one of those to one natural eyelash only. So your eyelash extension artist will expertly separate the lashes with one set of tweezers and isolate one natural lash. They'll pick up their extension of whatever kind they're using, dip it in their adhesive and place it on that one lash, and then hopefully wait for the adhesive to dry before then moving that isolation tweezer away, and the other lashes will then all come back in together. If they don't let the glue dry before they take the lash away and the rest of the lashes all fan back in next to it, they can likely clump to the extension next to them. Or if your lash artist is using just way too much glue and they're sort of blobbing it on and then chucking the next one on next to it and the glue is all melding together, that can cause clumping. So this kind of clumping is actually very damaging to eyelashes. So, you will have heard horror stories where people say, I got eyelash extensions and all my eyelashes fell out, things like that. Well, in those cases, you've probably not had a good application done. The lashes might have been clumped together and they may have actually been pulling each other out, or if one was irritating you and you pulled it out, you might be pulling out 6 at once instead of 1. And that would be due to that poor application. So that's one very bad way that clumping can happen. And the remedy for that is to remove those extensions and go to a more qualified eyelash extension artist.
But don't pick your lashes out like I do, please, because then you don't end up with lashes anyway. So have them taken out professionally.
Mm-hmm. Yes, absolutely, all the time. So a second way that lashes get clumpy can be because of poor hygiene. So if if your lashes are starting to get clumpy at maybe like a 2 to 3 week mark and you're just noticing they're looking all clumped together and a bit yuck and the fans aren't looking nice, that can be really because of poor hygiene. So how do we remedy this from day one?
Wash your lashes with Prolong Lash.
Mm-hmm. Yep, she got it.
Wash your lashes. That's what I can talk about, only because I've had that experience of we've done some trials in here of using Prolong Lash and not using Prolong Lash on my face, because I wanted to know, when I first started with Prolong, not having the lash industry experience and expertise, I wanted to know what product I was getting involved with and what I was going to be selling as the CEO or operations or sales. So we did some tests, and not using Prolong Lash and using Prolong Lash, I completely noticed the difference, like on one eye to another.
What did you notice?
I felt my eyes were sticking all the time, like sticking, and I felt like they were not part of me. They didn't feel part of me. But when I was able to wash them and with like the proper way, with the Prolong Lash and the brush and the washing, and not being too fragile with them either. Like, I was so careful with them, and you said to me, just wash your lashes, just treat them like normal. I think when you start to mentally also treat them like normal, they don't feel like they've been stuck on. Yeah, they felt like they, and also when I wasn't washing the ones I didn't wash, I felt like I had to constantly separate them myself, whereas washing them tended to separate them on their own. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that's the right wording.
Yeah.
But yeah, and apparently, I mean, there's so many things when you don't wash your lashes, as you say all the time, they are the filter to your eyes. So they're like the windscreen wiper, keeping things out of your eyes. So you wash your lashes because you wash everything else on your body.
Yeah.
You wash your hair, you wash your lashes, you wash your undies, you wash your clothes. You know, wash your lashes.
And if you're not washing them, what does build up in them just naturally is sleep, dead skin cells, dirt, dust, and pollen from the air, lash mites.
Lash mites.
Our little friends, lash mites, who do all live on there. That lash mites naturally live in your lash line. They have a job to do. They're part of your biology. They get in there and they clean up bits and pieces that naturally get into the lashes. But when there's so much in there, lash mites will breed to make friends to help them clean up that mess.
And then explode. I love this.
So
when they're full.
I think I might have gotten a bit dramatic in a previous YouTube video, and I said that I think that lash mites don't have
buttholes.
I was trying to think of a nice way to say that. Anuses. A way of excreting their food. And then, so instead of excreting, they just explode. Carol fact-checked me. Our producer Carol fact-checked me on that. And it doesn't seem like they maybe don't explode, but they do die. They just expire, they die, and then their bodies
just hang in your
build
lashes.
up in your lash line.
It's like a graveyard in there of mites.
Lash mite.
Get onto it, wash them out. It's like, you go to the cemetery and you put new flowers in. Wash your mites out. They're just hanging in there.
Ooh. Wash your mites out.
Wash your mites out.
That's our new slogan.
There you go.
I'm going to use that in all of our marketing material. Wash your mites out. So that is a way of clumping your lashes together, because all that stuff builds up at the base and it essentially will join those lashes together like little friends. They will feel gross, as you said. And then that clumping, again, it can cause premature shedding. They are pulling on each other. They're growing at different rates. Your lashes are not all just going at the same time and falling out at the same time and growing new ones. Every lash has a different life cycle that it started on. If one lash is on day 10 of its life cycle, they have about a 90-day life cycle. And this lash over here is on day 87, and it's like, I'm gonna go. See you later. I'm out of here in 3 days. Boom. Up it goes. Out it's going. It's pulling this one next to it if it's clumped to it with a whole bunch of dead lash mite carcasses, and it will pull at the other one, cause irritation. It can cause redness on the eyelid. It can cause blepharitis. That is a big one that we see with poor hygiene, and that's for anyone with poor lash hygiene, not just people that wear eyelash extensions. So yeah, that's something that you need to make sure you're on top of. Clean your lashes.
And also, we know Prolong's a good product, and I was going to grab one, but I haven't got one near me. But the foaming action of the, actually, Carol, can you grab me, please, one of the foaming pumps over there? Can you get that? She's going to pop her head through. Look, this is just random footage here. But make sure, thanks, Carol. See, there's Carol's hand. There she is. Make sure that when you're using the product, it doesn't have to be Prolong, but make sure that it's foamy and that it's got all the right ingredients in it, and it's acting like a wash. When you wash your hair and it's dirty, it doesn't foam up. So you have to wash it again to get that foam up. Use something that's got the right amount of foam, the right thickness.
The benefit of a foam is that it can get all the way down to the... Yeah, what are you going to do with that now? No! I knew she was going to do that.
No, you watch. There's going to be Carol's hand again popping a tissue in. There we go. Thanks, Carol.
But the benefit of using a foam is that the foam gets all the way down into the lash line without then running into your eyes. So with a gel cleanser or a cream cleanser, they are quite loose in the viscosity, I suppose, of the product.
Yep.
And so it can, seep down into the eye in here, and then you can get stinging, burning. I mean, you shouldn't get stinging, burning from a product that is ophthalmologically tested like ours is and safe for eyelash extensions. But in saying that, if you get anything in your eye, it can sting. I mean, sometimes I put my contact lens in a bit weird, and that hurts me too. So, you don't want it in your eye if you can avoid it. And having a thick, lush foam really prevents that from going just straight into the eye, but you can still get all the way to the base, like at the bottom of those lashes are getting cleansed. And then you want to use a lash brush as well to get right in there. Go in a downward motion, make sure you're just getting right to the bottom of those lashes with a lash brush and that foam, and then lots of fresh water to flush it all off. Going well. You take over.
Yeah, so there's nothing else to say. It's just you wash, and as I said before, what I was told when I had my lash extensions done with Alicia, make sure that you're getting right to the bottom of it, and they're not going to fall out by you washing them.
Yeah, that's right. If they're applied correctly,
they're
and
not going to fall out.
The glue, the adhesive that's been used is good quality, they're not going to fall out.
Wash your lashes.
Yeah. So other ways that your lashes can clump together is from using mascara. So we have talked about this before. So who has gotten to sort of a few days before they reach? She doesn't even know what I'm going to say. She's like, I've done it. Who's gotten to
Fill it in with mascara. You'll go, I know what you're going to say.
A few days before you refill and you've got gaps and you want to fill them in. Yeah, everyone's done it. I've done it too. Sorry. But that does automatically start to clump them together because you're just plastering something that's made to coat lashes, to coat single hairs onto the extensions. And mascara doesn't discriminate. It's going to go wherever you put it. It's not going to be like, I'm only going to coat this single eyelash extension.
It spreads. You don't even know yourself when you put your mascara onto your top layers, the bottom layers actually get mascara on them as well. So it spreads on its own.
Yeah, so it does clump them together. And mascara is surprisingly hard to get off. I mean, people say, I've washed them when they come into a lash appointment. They go, I've washed them, but as lash artists we can still see the mascara on there. Sometimes it's 3 or 4 cleansers before you get mascara off. Does mascara, this is a random question, it's not on our sheet, so does mascara stick to lash extensions more than natural lashes? Yeah, my understanding is that the fibers used to create eyelash extensions are quite porous and they are sort of absorbing things that are coming into contact with them. I think that helps with the adhesion process when you're applying them because it will hold onto the glue and then be able to stick really well, but that does mean that I think it's much harder to get mascara off extensions than it is to get off natural lashes, and it was hard anyway. I mean, who's gotten out of the shower and had panda eyes? And you've washed them and you've already done your cleansing in the shower and it's still there. Yeah, it's still there. And then the next morning you get up and you wash your eyes again when you're in the shower, and again you have panda eyes. And it's like, I swear I got that off. Why is it still there? Still there. And mascara is notoriously hard to get off, especially if you use waterproof mascara. And then those fibrous ones, which are quite cool, that sort of coat the lash and add a fiber to it to make it really long. It's like tubular. I think it's called tubular. Oh yeah, I've seen those. Mascara. Yeah. That looks like it's quite easy to get off. Natural lashes, you kind of pull down with warm water and kind of comes off like a little tube, but it does not come off like a little tube when you put it on eyelash extensions. It comes off like a real mess, and it's really difficult to get off. So, and with that, there's a difference between washing your lashes and trying to scrub your lashes to get mascara off. Like washing your lashes is one motion, but scrubbing your lashes, you're going to lose lashes. Yeah, that's going to, because you lose natural lashes doing that. Yeah, the more you play with them, obviously, the more likely they are to come out. So if you're going to have to be doing 4 washes and picking them with your fingertips to get the mascara off, then it's going to be more likely to lose. So be careful if you're choosing mascara as an option. Don't do it, baby. Yeah. Something else we see with clumping is exposure to water in different ways. So going for a swim, salt water, chlorinated water. Now, I think it's fairly widely accepted that extensions are not going to fall out because of salt water or chlorinated water, but they can clump together, especially Russian volume fans. So you've got the nice fluffy fans, and then they get wet, and then when they dry, they just dry like that, like kind of crispy and stuck together. And that can happen also when you're crying. We have salty tears as well. And not that it's an issue, and not that it is as permanent a clumping as it would be with bad application or poor hygiene, but you will be clumping them together at least until you wash your extensions the next time.
So it comes back to washing.
Yeah, always comes back to washing.
Well, look at your hair when you go into the ocean. You walk into the ocean,
feels crispy,
you come out, it feels crispy, and you get a curl if you've got a kink in your hair. So if it's doing that to your natural hair, imagine what it's doing to lashes. And you wash your hair.
Yes.
Like you go in and you wash your hair. You want to get the, salt out of your hair, and you shake it and you do all that under the shower. Do it with your lashes.
Yeah, absolutely. So that just brings them back to life and helps to fluff them up. So give them a wash, give them a dry, and then a brush, and that will help to clear that clumping. But I mean, that's a fairly simple clumping to deal with, but it's still something to take note of.
What about sweat? Going to the gym, like I'm a bit of a gym person.
Yeah, it would be the same. So if you're sweating enough that it's like running down into the lash line, which is definitely possible if you're working out hard, or if you go into a sauna or something after
that's true.
After your session, that can definitely happen. So again, just wash them straight away. As soon as you can, wash them after whatever you've been doing, swimming, gymming, saunaing. If you can wash them ASAP, that's just the better your lash is going to last and the better they're going to feel. So
a question we do get asked a lot too is about sunscreen.
Yep.
Wearing of sunscreen, but realistically, even if you didn't have lash extensions, you don't put the sunscreen into your eyes.
No,
so
you shouldn't do.
You shouldn't. So let's be honest. You can ask the question about sunscreen, but maybe just don't apply it on the lashes.
Go around
either
the
way.
bone structure for sure. And if you put sunscreen on the eyelid and it goes down into the lashes, it is going to be harder to remove because sunscreen is made to be water resistant. Like it is meant to last us while we go for a swim. So unless of course it's like one of those, I don't know, can't remember the name differences, but there's like one that sits on top of the skin that doesn't get absorbed. Like there's a chemical sunscreen that absorbs, that lasts for like 4 hours, water resistant. And then there's like the barrier creams that
washes off.
So that'll just wash off a bit more easily. So if you're worried about that and worried about getting it off your lashes, like maybe use a barrier cream on your face, then it is inevitably going to get on your lashes if you're going swimming or something like that. I
love the way she says worried.
Do I say it weird?
I don't know. Do you say it now?
Worried. Okay, can I tell you something?
Yeah.
Matthew thinks I say bottle weird. My husband. So he always teases me about the way I say bottle.
Yeah, you do.
Is that
you sound like we love our English. We love our English. I was going to say a poem then, but we love our English crew. Hi, everyone over there in the UK.
I can join you.
But yeah,
when
you
it comes
do.
to
You
bottles.
say bottle and
Worried.
Worried.
Oh.
My
dad was a Kiwi. Maybe I got a bit of a weird accent twang.
Maybe you did. Anyway, getting back off topic there.
Yeah, use your barrier sunscreen. Use your barrier sunscreen on your face.
If you're worried.
It's inevitably going to get on your lashes if you swim because it'll, run down. So then you can wash that straight off with Prolong Lash Cleanser. If you're using one of the chemical ones that lasts for a long time, it's water resistant, it's going to be harder to get that off. So double, even triple cleanse if they're still feeling a bit greasy or they're looking shiny or clumped together. Yeah, so sunscreen is just, again, wash them. Wash them.
And it can't, our product is pH balanced, so you can't use it too much.
No.
You're not doing any damage to your skin by using a good cleanser, but be careful that you are using a good cleanser while you're doing this. Continual washing.
And if you are finding that you're getting some dryness, I personally have extremely dry skin. I suffer from psoriasis, so I get dry flakiness, and I have to do a lot of intensive hydration for my skin. So something that you can add if you are finding any dryness, if you're having to do multiple washes, is our under eye hydrating serum. So we have our Prolong Lash under eye hydrating serum, which has hyaluronic acid in it. It's very hydrating, very nourishing, and great to put under the lash line, and 100% oil free. So you won't be then putting something back into the lash line that's just going to clump them together again.
And it feels so good when you put it on, doesn't it? When you actually
it does.
Put it on.
It's very soothing.
It is.
Yes. So that is an option for you too.
All right, so we're out of the water. We've had the sunscreen off. We've had the shower. We've washed the lashes. We've washed the hair. Now I want to dry my hair.
Yep.
And I'm using a dryer.
Yep.
Does that heat affect the lashes? Does that cause problems with the glue or clumping?
That's a good question, and that is something that we get asked a lot as well, because often we'll say, dry your lashes before you brush them, and a good way of doing that is just giving them a quick blast with the hairdryer. A hairdryer heat shouldn't really cause any problems. If it's that hot, it would probably hurt you,
that's
hurt
obvious.
your skin, hurt your face.
Don't burn yourself.
Yeah, so don't burn yourself, and then you probably won't burn your lashes. But something that can be problematic is like naked flames or fire.
You don't really want to stick it.
How does one burn
How does
themselves?
one burn one's lashes?
Shockingly enough, it's pretty easy. So first and foremost, the smokers. We know that the smokers have a naked flame quite close to their eye when they're lighting a cigarette. We
so
see
give
that.
up smoking so you don't burn your lashes. That's the only reason to give up smoking.
Save your health, save your lashes.
There you go.
And your money.
And your money.
They're expensive now. I don't know what they're like elsewhere, but in Australia, it's like, I don't know, $60 for a packet or something.
There you go. That's one refill.
Yeah,
That's one return.
absolutely.
Get the refills done.
Get your lashes instead. But then also something we see quite often is in winter, especially when you're at those outdoor venues having a cocktail with your friends, and they've got the outdoor heaters with the gas heaters with the flame and the umbrella, and the heat can actually get quite hot from those. And when it's winter, sometimes you just sort of lean into them and get a bit close. We have seen people have singed tips to their lashes, and sometimes the lashes even meld to each other, causing clumping. And then another one I've seen is someone opening their oven at, fan forced oven at a few hundred degrees hot, and the hot air's just come out and actually just melted the lashes so that they're
melted.
yeah,
Like the Wicked Witch.
Exactly.
What about toasting marshmallows over an open fire?
I think that would also be similar. If you're getting close, and if you're feeling really warm on your face, it's likely that those lashes are feeling it too. So they are a
extension
synthetic,
of this,
well, they're a synthetic product. So
and you know what they say about pajamas, like when you see the warnings on pajamas, kids' pajamas, like these are totally flammable, or they probably don't do it now, but when my kids were growing up,
they do. Why do they do that?
Why do
Surely
they make-
all clothes are flammable.
Well, yeah, they put big ones on the pajamas.
What are we doing? Putting them in fire at night? I don't understand why that's on the pajamas.
I don't know. I just remember that big red sticker on the.
They are still on kids' pajamas.
They're still on kids' pajamas. There you go.
Yeah.
So don't burn your kids either. So I think we've probably covered everything now. Do you feel like we've covered everything? But if you do have more questions, please get in contact with us. Reach out. You can get us on all our
socials.
Alicia does this so well, so I let her go.
All right, here we go.
Here we go.
Like our video below, give us the thumbs up. You can jump onto our Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok accounts. And we have our Aussie Lashwives podcast as well, which you can find anywhere that you listen to your podcasts.
And you'll hear us go on more about things that you're interested in.
And interview interesting people as well.
Yes, we've got some great ones coming up too. So yeah, get onto that.
We do. And of course, if you want to buy Prolong Lash, jump onto www.prolonglash.com and .au for Australia. Thank you for
Wash your
joining us
lashes.
today. Wash your lashes.
See ya.